Hey guys, welcome back to this week's episode of What Came Out of the Tumbler. This week I don't have anything shiny. I didn't have anything in stage 4, and I was kind of been wondering what's going to happen when I run into that situation. And I thought, what the heck, I'll just show you what's in the process. Because Rob over at Michigan Rocks, in one of his videos, he talks about he enjoys the process. And it got me to thinking that, he's right. We all get into a hobby because we want the end results of that hobby, but we stay in the hobby because we enjoy the process of the hobby. So I thought this week I would just highlight some rocks I have. I have stage 1, 2, and 3 in the tumbler. So I thought I would just go over that with you. And as a little bit of a teaser, some of the rocks coming out are going to be road nights that I'm going to be featuring in a video later on. They're going to be, probably it's going to be a tumbling for profit type video again. So expect to see that before too long. And also I have some step 3s, like I said, that next week will be step 4s. So you'll probably be seeing those on the next episode of What Came Out of the Tumbler. So a little bit of a teaser. And if you like to see those videos, then by all means hit the subscribe button and follow along with it. And of course you can hit the notifications button if you want. And the other thing I'm doing today that I really enjoy highlighting other small businesses. I mean, I hate to call this a business. This is more of a hobby that I'm trying to get to pay for itself. I don't actually own a business. Um, but I like to highlight people that are doing the same because it just makes sense. I know the struggle. I know how it feels. But today, my mom is going to be the one that I feature because she has a little Etsy shop called PriscasPlace. And I'll put the link in the description, so if you're looking for it down there. But she does a couple of printables, and she has a fantastic little shop. She's very creative with it, and I've enjoyed looking at what she's working with on there. And uh, I got together with her this week because I got to thinking I would like her to do a rock log, a rock tumbling log. I found one on Google that was free, but you get what's free. You don't get to choose what you get. So I worked together with my mom on this, and she came up with a nice little pamphlet. I don't know if you call it a pamphlet, but several pages, and including a small instruction guide on how to tumble. And I was just thoroughly impressed with what she did. I gave her just a little bit to run on, and she took off with it, and it turned into a fantastic little find. So, if you're looking for a rock tumbling log, I'm going to feature some of the pages today. And if you're looking for a rock tumbling log, then hers is great. And go ahead and check out her place, and yeah, help out another small business owner, hobby owner. And yeah, thanks. So let's get into the video and I'll show you what's in the process. Okay, so here's what I used to do. I used to get my 4 barrels out and I used to set them up, and I had the 2 logs. This is just a log I downloaded off of Google. Somebody had made, and they made it to be side by side and printed out on a certain size card so you could cut it in half. And but what I found is there's not really enough information for what I would like. Obviously the date, description, tumbler, grit, but I also like to keep a log of when I greased it and a few other basic maintenances that are commonly done to a tumbler, especially a Harbor Freight tumbler. So working with my mom, what we came up with is now we have the date, like always, the description, like we had before, the grit, and then the greased. So now I have a dedicated line to when I'm lubricating the bushings and everything else. A miscellaneous line. Now this was originally going to be belt, but I seems to, because I broke so many belts on the Harbor Freight, but I seem to have fixed the belt issue. It's a knock on wood process, but so it just became miscellaneous for any other type of maintenance I might want to do with the tumbler. Like say I replaced the bushings or something, I might want to put that in there. And of course there's 2 blank lines for anything else that I might want to put in there. So I'm going to get these marked up. I'm going to get rid of these old logs, and let's get to work on on emptying these guys out and see what's inside. I think these two barrels, according to my logs, are both road nights, step 1 and step 1. So here we go. All right, road night, stage 1. I had a minute to let it settle. They've been in there. I keep talking while I'm dumping. I know you guys can't hear, but it's been in there almost 8 days now. So let's get them rinsed off and see what we got. All right, so this is actually a second run on this step 1. I did one. I did it last week. This is the second week on them. Coming out all right. I got a little bit of a. You can see a little bit of a crack there yet. That's got to come out. But so far on a preliminary look through, they're looking pretty sharp. So, that one's gonna need another roll in the stage 1. So yeah, looking pretty good. Get them onto a towel and drying and get the other batch going. So, okay, everything's out of the tumblers now. I got all 4 barrels sorted, and this one was obviously is a road night. And what I do now, just describing what I do in the process, I kind of look through, and I don't really get, too close on the detail, but I kind of feel the rock. I feel a hole there, and that's quartz, so I know it's not going to grind down super much. I might lose those pink little dots there, but they'll show up again, maybe, too. So, I don't know. But I feel a little dots, so I'm just sorting them now into step 1. If I think they're all right, I'll send them into step 2, into the other barrel. And then that's just, that's what I'm going to be doing with this process. And if they're too much to go in step 1, I still have those lapis lazuli I'll throw in there. And, or not enough for 2 barrels of step 1, or 1.5 or whatever. So, but yeah, there's coming along. Most of these are going to be step 1 again, it looks like. But okay, anyway, I'm going to be sorting through those for a little bit, trying to get those into step 1, step 2, and then yeah, okay. And then the next barrel, these were all step 1s. These step 1s, again, these are a love the process type stones. Most of these, well, yeah, probably most, quite a few anyway, have been tumbling in here for probably about a month now. Like, I know this guy has been in there quite a long time, and it looks like it's pretty much ready to go. There's a little divot here on the top, but he's pretty much finally ready to go. Some I just threw in there, like this week, and are pretty much ready to go. Like this one is, standard like Michigan rock. You've seen that show up in a lot of what came out of the Tumbler videos. So I'm going to be doing the same thing with these, step 1. Most of these are going to go back in the barrel for a step 1. And then this is my dedicated step 1 barrel. So I'm just going to keep them rolling on that. Oh yeah, big nick in it from where I hit it with a saw or something. So yeah, so I'm going to be sorting through this one too. And some will move on to the step 2 pile, and some will be moving back into this barrel. And here's one that moves on. I think this one's going to be moving on, and I just kind of sort them out. Again, just enjoying the process. And this guy, I don't know what I'm expecting, but I just keep throwing it in because, well, it's not looking the way I'd like it to yet. So, all right, so there's those. I'm going to be sorting through those for a while. And then this next batch is kind of a preview for you guys. Again, this is a kind of a little bit of a spoiler. I got some, oops, can't let those dry out. But these are step 3s that I wanted to pull out so that I could have a step 4 video next week for you for what came out of the tumbler, so you can get some finished polished rocks. So you get kind of a bit of a teaser of what's going to be coming out next week with these ones. So expect to see more of these next week, and my wife and I, or my son and I, will go through these for you, and you get to see what's coming out. But as it is, I got to get moving on these because I can't let them dry out, or that stuff's going to pack in those cracks pretty tight. So I'm going to get on those, and we'll, yeah, go from there. So something that was kind of cool about this new log, I've been keeping track of my weight on my tumblers because I've been warned that these Chicago freights aren't really meant for rocks. They're meant more for like ammo casings. So these two tumblers are going to go on the same unit together. I'm hoping that, oh, that's going to be almost 7 pounds. It's going to be 6, yeah, 6 3/4. So I'm just going to record it as 3.1. Sorry, metric folks. I'm trying to shorthand American writing. But yeah, so it's just kind of neat that I was able to throw something in that I otherwise wouldn't have tracked. Like I could have recorded initial weight and then added, you know, actual tumbling weight, or you could start weight, end weight, however you want to do the rocks. If you want to measure them dry and then throw them in there. But it was just kind of neat to see these logs in action, since my mom and I just kind of came up with them the other day. And yeah, get rid of this old one. And I sorted through them. Like I said, enjoying the process. So I had enough rocks to move on to step 2. I added in the lapis lazuli that I tumbled last week. That came out. Oop, that one should technically be back stage 1, but I'm moving on with it anyway, because that barrel is already overweight severely. And so I got a step 1 barrel of rhodonite lapis lazuli, a step 2, and that's all the rhodonites out of the 5-pound barrels. So I've taken off quite a bit of weight already, or I mean the initial 5-pound order. So you'll see that, I'm sure, later. And then I got those perpetual step 1s going back in. I added a little bit more to top off the barrel. What I'll do is I'll just add some water, and then I'll throw it on the scale. Get the scale over here. I'm gonna add some water, throw it on the scale, and then I'm just gonna round it up to 3. I'm just gonna keep adding stones out of my little bucket here until I get to 3 pounds and move on with it. And then same thing here. I got the step 4. I got some water on them. I got them cleaned out. I didn't wait too long, so brushing those cracks got the previous grit out of them. So that was great. Got that done in time. But same thing. I'm gonna throw these on. Well, that's pretty close. Maybe I'll add one more rock. Let me see if I can find a decent one here. That's not really step 4. I graded all these before I really knew what I was looking for, but I'll let the blemish go. I don't care. Oh, maybe one more. Let's see. And again, also I let these dry out as stage 4, which is that is not a stage 4. What am I doing? Again, like I said, I sorted these before I really knew what I was doing. That one's okay. But no, again, not good. These are all came out of that poorly tumbled stone mix, pretty much, most of them. So, yeah, just gonna sort through them. I'm gonna keep adding. Oh, there's a decent one. That's one I tumbled. Piece of feldspar, right? Good enough. Okay, so you get the idea. I mean, just enjoy the process, record it, and yeah. So next week you'll be seeing what come out of this barrel. And then in a couple weeks, maybe you'll see some of these guys coming out if they ever get done tumbling. Some of these I've had in there for well over a month. I've had them in there forever. And then, yeah, stick around later for the rhodonite video. All right, well, I'm glad you were able to stick around to this point in the video. I hope you found it interesting. I know everybody tends to do things a little different. And hopefully you found some things that you like doing, maybe some things you would not do. But, at the end of the day, we all just find the process that we enjoy doing. So, thanks for watching. Remember to check out my mom's Etsy shop at PriscasPlace, all one word, capital P's. And I will catch you in the next episode. See you then.